Oh, my sweet child, come here. Let those tears fall. Don't hold them back. Each one is a prayer I hear, a story your heart tells me without needing a single word. You think you are alone in this room, don't you? You feel that silence pressing in, so loud it almost screams. But I am here, closer than the air you're breathing, closer than the pulse in your own wrist. Feel that? That gentle peace that is trying to break through the storm in your mind. That is me. I am here. Your sadness is a heavy cloak, I know. I see you pull it tighter, hiding from a world that feels too bright, too demanding. Your shoulders ache from the weight of it all, the loneliness you feel. It's a canyon inside you and you fear its echoes. You look at others and they seem so connected, so whole, and you wonder, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel like a ship untethered, drifting in a cold, endless sea? My beloved, you are not adrift. I am your anchor. I have always been your anchor. You have just forgotten where to find the rope. It's right here in your heart, connected directly to mine. And the anxiety, oh, that frantic buzz. It's like a swarm of angry bees in your soul, isn't it? The constant what if, the replaying of every conversation, the fear of the future, the dread of the next moment. It steals your breath and makes your chest tight. It tells you that you must figure everything out, that you must be in control, or everything will fall apart. My child, look at my hands. They hold the stars in their courses and paint the dawn each morning. Do you think your life is too complicated for these hands? Let me have that fear. Give it to me. Unclench your weary fists and just let it go. Surrender is not defeat. It is the ultimate act of trust. It is you finally letting me be God. You were never meant to carry the world. I already did that. I see the things you hide from everyone else. I see them so clearly. Those moments from your past that rush in uninvited when you're trying to sleep. The words you wish you could take back. The choices that left scars you think no one sees. You carry this guilt like a secret, hot shame. You've built a wall around it, and on that wall you've written words like unworthy, unlovable, broken. You look in the mirror and you see your flaws first. You hear a voice, it sounds so much like your own, that whispers poison, that tells you that if people really knew you, they would turn away. That if I really knew you, that is the greatest lie of the enemy. Look at me. Look into my eyes. I knew every mistake you would ever make before you were even formed in your mother's womb. I knew every stumble, every weakness, every hidden corner of your heart. And I chose you. I called you mine. My love for you was never conditional. It is not something you earn through perfection. It is a gift you receive in your brokenness. That guilt you feel, I took it to the cross. It was nailed there with me. It is finished. When my Father looks at you, he doesn't see your scars. He sees the beauty of my sacrifice covering you. He sees his child, holy and blameless and so deeply loved. The mercy I have for you is deeper than the deepest ocean, wider than the vastness of the sky. It is new every single morning. You don't have to punish yourself anymore. Your penance is my peace. Let me wash you clean. Let me rewrite those words on your heart. Let me write chosen, forgiven, cherished, mine. The hatred you have for yourself, it breaks my heart more than anything. You would never speak to a friend the way you speak to yourself. You would never judge another with such a harsh standard. My love, you are my creation. You are a masterpiece, even with the parts you think are flawed. Those cracks you see are the very places I want to pour my light through. This fierce battle you are in, this struggle for your own peace, is not a sign of your failure, but a testament to your strength. You're so tired of trying to hold it all together. I see you. You plan and you worry and you strive, trying to chart your own course, trying to force the river to bend to your will. But the river has its own path, a path I carved for it long ago. Your striving is exhausting you. Come, rest on the riverbank with me for a while. Let go of the oars. Let me guide the vessel of your life. I know the way. I know the hidden currents and the sharp rocks. I also know the places of breathtaking beauty just around the bend. I know it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a painful, pointless waiting. But nothing is ever wasted in my kingdom. In the dark soil of your suffering, roots are growing deeper than they ever could in the easy sun. You are learning resilience. You are learning empathy. You are learning to rely on me in a way you never would have otherwise. This is part of your story, not the end of it. It is a vital chapter that is shaping you for the incredible purposes I have laid out for you. Trust my timing, my beloved. It is perfect. I am not slow in keeping my promise. I am patient. I am working all things together for your good, weaving even these dark threads of sorrow into a tapestry more beautiful than you can possibly imagine. Don't look so far ahead into the terrifying unknown. The future you fear does not exist. The only reality is this present moment, and in this moment, I am with you. All I ask is that you stay here with me, just for now. Feel my presence wrapping around you like the softest blanket. Hear my voice, not in the thunder, but in the gentle whisper that says, "You are safe. You are loved. I've got you." Lay your head back. There's nothing you need to figure out right now. There's no one you need to be. Just be. Be my beloved child, resting in the arms of your Savior. Just rest here for a while. Breathe in my peace, my child. Just like that. Slow and deep. As you rest here in this quiet space we've made, let's talk about those other wounds. The ones that are deeper and older. The ones that ache when someone says a certain name, or when a memory flickers through your mind like a ghost. I'm talking about the betrayals. The sharp, cruel words that someone spoke over you that you've carried as your truth. The promises that were broken, leaving you feeling like you were the one. They're like jagged shards of glass embedded in the tenderest parts of your soul. You've learned to live with them, to walk carefully so as not to press on them too deeply. But they are always there, aren't they? A sudden movement, a careless thought, and the pain is as fresh as the day it happened. You feel that your trust was shattered, your innocence stolen, someone else's brokenness, their sin, their carelessness. It spilled over and stained you. They handed you their darkness, and you have been carrying it faithfully, thinking it was your burden to bear. You built walls around your heart to protect what was left, but those walls have also become a prison, keeping my full love from flowing into those broken places. My beloved, I was there. I was there in that moment that broke your heart. I saw the look on your face. I felt the tear that you refused to let fall. My heart did not just break for you, it broke with you. It was not fair. It was not right. And I have never for 1 second asked you to pretend it was. Your anger is valid. Your grief is holy. Let it come to the surface. Let me see it. Don't hide it from me, thinking you have to be good or spiritual. I want all of you. Your raw, wounded, aching heart is the most beautiful offering you can bring to me. And now I want to talk to you about something that feels impossible. I want to whisper the word forgiveness. I know. It feels like I am asking you to climb an unclimbable mountain in the dark. It feels like you are being asked to say that what they did was acceptable. Oh no, my sweet child. That is not what this is. Forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. Forgiveness is you finally opening your hand and dropping the hot, burning coal of bitterness that you have been clutching. It is searing your own flesh. It is poisoning your own soul. You think you are holding it to one day throw it back at them, but the only one it harms is you. Let it go. Drop it at my feet. Let me have the weight of that injustice. Vengeance is mine, not because I am angry and want to punish, but because I am the only one who can handle it without being destroyed by it. I am the only one who sees the full story, the wounds in their heart that caused them to wound you. Handing it to me doesn't make them innocent. It makes you free. It is the final act of saying, you will no longer have power over me. Your sin will no longer define my peace. My heart is no longer your prison. It is the sound of your own chains breaking. You were created for flight, my love, not to be tethered to the once lived in that raw, tender ground. Something new can finally begin to grow. This is where your true strength is born. Not a loud, brittle strength that boasts and postures, but a quiet, deep-rooted strength. The strength of a great oak that has weathered 1,000 storms. Its might is not in fighting the wind, but in the depth of its roots. Your roots are growing down into me. This strength is pliable, like a reed in the river, bending with the currents of life without breaking, because it knows its source is unshakable. Be patient with this process, my love. Be so very gentle with your own heart. You would not demand a deep wound on your body to heal overnight. You clean it, you tend to it, you protect it, and you give it time. Grant your soul this same grace. There will be days when the memory stings again. On those days, just run to me. Don't try to fight it alone. Just say my name and I will be your shield. Healing is not a straight line, it is a spiral. You may circle back to the same feeling again and again, but each time you will be on a higher level, seeing it from a new perspective, with more of my grace to sustain you. This is the holy work of patience. It is not a passive waiting. It is an active, watchful trust that I am at work within you, even when you cannot see or feel it. Do you know what I do with your scars? The world tells you to hide them, but I see them as marks of honor. I see them as the evidence of the battles you have survived, and when you let me, I will turn your scars into stars. I will redeem your story so profoundly that your deepest wounds will become the source of your greatest compassion. You will be able to sit with another's pain without judgment, because you have been there. You will be able to offer a hope that is real and tested because you have lived it. Your story of healing will become a lifeline for someone else who is drowning in the very same sea that you have learned to navigate. This pain is not a detour from your purpose. It is the sacred refining fire that is prepared. Do not ever think you are facing this alone. In the dead of night, when the fears creep in, I am there, a silent watchman over your soul. When you feel exposed and vulnerable to the world, I am your fortress, a high tower you can run into and be safe. My presence is not a fleeting feeling. It is an eternal, unchanging reality. I am your protector, your healer, your defender, and your friend. I am walking with you through the valley of the shadow of death, and I promise you I know the way out. My light is enough to illuminate the very next step. That is all you need to see. Just the next step. Take it with me. Let's take that step together then. And I know what that next step feels like to you. It feels like stepping off a cliff into a thick, swirling fog. The future. It looms like a great shadow, vast and undefined, and your heart quakes before it. Your mind races, desperately trying to draw a map, to calculate the risks, to build a bridge to a certainty that does not exist. You crave a 5-year plan, a detailed itinerary for your own soul, a guarantee that everything will turn out the way you hope. You believe that if you could just know, you could finally relax, you could finally find peace. My beloved child, look at me. You want a map, but I am offering you something infinitely better. My hand. A map can show you a path, but it cannot hold you if you stumble. A map cannot whisper encouragement when you are weary. A map cannot carry you when the road disappears. A map is just paper. I am a person. I am your God. I am your Father. The journey I have for you is not a path to be studied, but a relationship to be lived. All you need to see is the place where your hand fits perfectly in mine. All you need to feel is my grip that will never, ever let you go. The fog of the unknown is only terrifying when you think you must navigate it alone, but I am the Lord of the fog. I am the Lord of the unknown. It is not a void to you. It is simply the unfolding of my presence in your life. Do not fear the silence of what is to come. It is not empty. It is pregnant with possibility. It is the sacred space where I do my most creative and beautiful work. And I know this journey involves waiting. Oh, the waiting. It feels like a silent torture, doesn't it? It feels like you are forgotten, left behind in a dusty room while the rest of the world moves on. You pray and you plead, and the only answer you hear is the echo of your own voice. You look at your life, and it feels like a story where the author has paused for far too long on a single painful page. You start to believe that maybe this is it. Maybe this waiting room is actually your final destination. The enemy loves to whisper this lie to you in the long quiet of the afternoon, that your waiting is a punishment, a sign of my displeasure. He points to the unanswered prayers. Can you lean in and listen to my heart on this? Your season of waiting is not a sign of my absence, but a profound proof of my intimacy. Great works of art are not rushed. A master sculptor does not hurry his chisel. He takes his time, seeing the masterpiece long before the marble gives way. I am not delaying your breakthrough. I am building your capacity to sustain it. I am not withholding the promise. I am preparing you to fully inhabit it. You feel buried, but you are planted. You feel the darkness and the pressure of the soil, but deep beneath the surface where no one can see, roots are taking hold, forming a foundation that will support the blessing that is to come. You feel like a caterpillar trapped in a chrysalis, that everything you were has dissolved into a painful nothingness. It feels like death. But I am with you in that sacred darkness, weaving the fibers of your being into something new, something with wings. Trust the transformation that you cannot see. Your patience is a fragrant offering to me. It is your trust in action. Every morning that you wake up in the not yet and still whisper my name, it is a victory. Every time you choose faith over the mounting evidence of your fears, all of heaven rejoices. I am a God who honors the long obedience in the same direction. Your faithfulness in the waiting is forging a character of pure gold within you. I am teaching you that my presence is the true promise, not the thing you are waiting for. The greatest gift is not the destination. It is the fact that you get to walk there with me. And please let me silence the deepest fear that plagues you in this process, the fear that my plans for you are not actually good. You see the pain around you, you have felt the sharp edges of life, and you wonder, is this what God's good feels like? You're afraid to surrender completely because you fear my plan might involve more loss, more suffering than you can bear. You fear I will ask you to give up the one thing you cherish most. Oh, my child, if you could only see yourself as I see you, if you could only feel the depth of affection I have for you, when I say I have plans for you, plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope, that is not a generic sentiment from an ancient book. That is a burning vow from the very center of my heart to the very center of yours. My plans are born of an infinite love and an infinite wisdom. Your definition of good is often limited to your immediate comfort, your safety, your lack of pain. My definition of good is your ultimate flourishing. It is your holiness, your wholeness, your freedom, your joy. It is an unshakable, breathtaking intimacy with me that will satisfy the deepest longings of your soul. My ultimate good leads through valleys of difficulty. Sometimes I must lovingly prune branches that are bearing the wrong kind of fruit, and pruning always hurts. Sometimes I must allow the lesser things you are clinging to be stripped away so that your hands are finally free to receive the greater things I long to give you. But I promise you, every tear is seen, every loss is measured, every ounce of pain is filtered through my sovereign love, and I will not give you a single ounce more than is necessary to complete the beautiful work I am doing in you. The final tapestry of your life will be so stunning that you will one day look back on these dark threads of struggle and see that they were absolutely essential for the beauty of the whole design. My plans for you are good. They have always been good. They will always be good. Trust my heart, even when you cannot see my hand. So now, my beloved, what do we do with this trust? We let it blossom into a quiet courage. I am not asking you to become a fearless warrior overnight. I am simply calling you to rise, not with a roar, but with a whisper. Stand up on the inside. Feel the solid ground of my faithfulness beneath your feet. This rising is a quiet act of defiance against despair. It is the courage to get out of bed when depression is screaming at you to stay down. It is the courage to open your heart just a little bit, even after it has been broken. It is the courage to look at the day ahead, not as a monster to be conquered, but as a fresh canvas, a new gift of 24 hours to experience my grace in small, simple ways. It is a gentle, stubborn yes to the life I have given you, right here, right now, in all its imperfection and uncertainty. It is choosing to believe that my light is more powerful than the darkness you feel, that my love is more real than the loneliness that surrounds you. You don't have to feel strong, you just have to lean on my strength. You don't have to have all the answers, you just have to hold my hand. This is the beginning of walking in a new kind of power, a power made perfect in your weakness. It is the courage to just be, knowing that you are being held. And as I hold you, my beloved, I want to speak to the other things you have been holding, the things you didn't even know you were carrying, the invisible burdens that have weighed you down since you were a child. I want to talk about the echoes in your heart that started long before you were born. There is a weight on you that is not of your own making. A sorrow that feels older than your own memories. A fear that has been passed down through your family like a fragile, broken heirloom. You think the anxiety that grips you is yours alone, but can you not see how it mirrors the worry that lined your mother's face? You struggle with a current of anger or a deep undertow of melancholy, and you believe it is a flaw in your own character. But it is a river that has been flowing through your bloodline for generations. It is like a heavy, worn cloak passed down through your lineage, woven with the threads of old fears, stained with the tears of past tragedies, carrying the scent of unspoken grief. Each generation adds a patch, a stitch of its own pain, and then hands it down. You put it on without even realizing it, accepting its weight as a normal part of life. These are the generational wounds, the silent vows, the unhealed traumas that became family traditions, the patterns of abandonment, of addiction, of control, of never feeling good enough. They are like a ghost in your house, a presence you have become so accustomed to that you no longer question its right to be there. You have been drinking from a poisoned well, believing it was the only water available. You learned how to survive in a world shaped by these inherited fears, never knowing you were created to live in a kingdom of absolute. Look into the eyes of the one who makes all things new. I am the breaker of chains. not just the chains you forged with your own hands, but every single link of those you inherited. The blood I shed on the cross was not just for your personal sins. It was a cosmic event that rewrote spiritual history. It was powerful enough to reach back in time and sever the ropes of bondage that have entangled your family for ages. My blood is infinitely more powerful than your bloodline. My grace speaks a better word than the whispers of your ancestors' pain. Today, right now, in this sacred moment, you can make a choice. You can decide that the buck stops with you. You are a generation breaker, my love. You are the one I have chosen to be the gate through which my healing flows into your family's story, both past and future. That heavy, suffocating cloak. You have my full permission to let it slide from your shoulders and fall to the ground. Let it go. You don't have to carry it one more step. That silent, polluted river of fear and sadness, you can step out of it right now. See where I am standing? I am in the river of life, the living water of my spirit, and I am bidding you to come. The price has been paid. The curse is broken. You are not doomed to repeat the failures of the past. You are not destined to live out the fears of your parents. You are my child, and your true inheritance comes from me, and me alone. The patterns can end with you. The healing can begin with you. This is not a battle you have to fight with your own strength. It is a truth you simply have to receive. And this brings us to the very heart of it all. Who are you? For so long you have let your feelings, your history, your wounds, and the words of others define you. You have believed you are the anxious one. You have accepted the label of the one who struggles, the one who isn't strong enough, the sensitive one, the broken one. You have built an entire identity around your wounds. But these are false names. They are temporary conditions, not your eternal identity. I am calling you deeper now, past the noisy accusations of your mind, past the lies embedded in your heart, into the bedrock truth. You are my child. Before the foundation of the world, I knew you. I chose you. I set my affection upon you. This is not a title, it is your very nature. You are not an orphan wandering through the cosmos, hoping for a handout of affection or approval. You are royalty. You are a son, a daughter of the Most High God, the King of all creation. The same spirit that split the sea, that shut the mouths of lions, that conquered the grave and raised me from the dead. That very spirit of Almighty God now lives and breathes and makes his home inside of you. Your spiritual DNA has been completely rewritten. You have been born again, not into the lineage of earthly fear, but into the lineage of divine love. This belonging is your anchor. It is your home. It is your starting point for every single day and your final destination for all of eternity. Your truest name, the one that defines you above all others, is not sinner or failure. It is beloved. I know it's hard for you to let this sink in because there is a deep, trembling fear within you, the fear of being truly known. You spend so much energy managing the version of yourself that you present to the world. You have a public face, a family face, even a church face, and you work tirelessly to keep them all polished. Even with me in the quiet of your prayers, you often hold back. You confess the acceptable sins, but you hide the things you are truly ashamed of. The secret jealousy you feel towards a friend's success. The sharp, ugly thought that cuts through your mind. The deep-seated apathy that sometimes frightens you. The fantasies you retreat into. You hold your breath, terrified that if I or anyone else were to see the full, unedited contents of your heart, we would recoil in horror. Rejection feels like an absolute certainty. Oh, my sweet, sweet child. Let me undo this lie for you once and for all. Exhale. I see you. I see all of it. And I knew. I always knew. I was there when the uncharitable thought was formed. I was there when your heart strayed. I saw the moment of your greatest shame before it ever happened. I have explored every chamber of your heart, every dusty attic of your memory, every secret basement of your soul where you hide the things you cannot bear to look at. I have seen you at your absolute worst, in your weakest moment, in your most profound failure. And my response? Overwhelming, not the critical eye of a judge looking for flaws. It is the adoring gaze of an artist beholding his most cherished creation. I am like a master jeweler who treasures a diamond, not in spite of its inclusions, but who knows that those tiny, unique markers are part of what makes it entirely one of a kind. Your quirks, your history, your struggles, they do not diminish your value to me. They are part of the story that I am redeeming. There is no confession you could make that would ever shock me. There is no darkness you could reveal that would ever be stronger than my light. There is no hidden part of you that I have not already wrapped in my grace. My love for you is not a fragile thing. It's not conditional. It doesn't say, I love you if you get your act together, or I love you, but you need to fix this part. My love says, I love you, period. It is the most stable, most certain, most unshakable reality in the entire universe. I know you fully, and I love you completely. Let that truth wash over you like a warm, healing tide. Let it travel from your head, down into the deepest parts of your heart. You can stop performing. You can stop hiding. You can stop striving. You can finally rest in the astounding truth that you are seen. You are known to the last fiber of your being, and you are more loved than you can possibly comprehend. This is who you are now. Let this truth be the new atmosphere you breathe, the new ground you walk on, the new music that sets the rhythm for your heart. Rest in this identity, my beloved child. Let it hold you more securely than any fear ever has. Let it be the pillow you lay your head on tonight. This is your reality. This is who you have always been in my heart, and who you will be for all of time. My love, as you rest in the truth of who you are for all of time, let's talk about the home I gave your beautiful soul for this time, for this precious life on earth. Let's speak softly about your body. Come, don't pull away. I know this is a tender place for you, a battlefield where you have fought so many silent, painful wars. I have been there with you for everyone. I have seen you stand before the mirror, and I have heard the words you've said to yourself in the unforgiving quiet of your own mind. That mirror, it has become a cruel judge for you, hasn't it? It has learned the language of the world, a cold, critical voice that magnifies every perceived flaw and dismisses every trace of grace. It catalogs your anxieties, points out the places where you don't measure up to some impossible standard, I see you do this, and declares you not. My heart breaks when you take the gift I have given you and view it through a lens of shame. This constant comparison, this frantic scrolling through images of others that leaves you with that familiar hollow ache in your chest. It is a poison to your peace. You see beauty or strength or youth in another, and instead of simply appreciating it as another facet of my creative glory, the enemy whispers to you that their beauty somehow diminishes your own. You turn their existence into a weapon to use against yourself, creating a competition where I never intended one to be. You have believed the devastating lie that beauty is a scarce commodity, that there is only so much to go around, and that you were passed over. This precious body I gave you, this intricate and miraculous vessel, you have sometimes treated it like an enemy. You have seen it as an unruly thing to be disciplined, to be starved into submission, to be hidden away in shame, to be punished for its needs and its changes. You have spoken words of criticism and hatred to it that you would never dream of speaking to another living thing. You have felt betrayed by it, by its aches and pains, by its vulnerabilities, by the way it weathers the seasons of your life. You have been at war with the very vessel I designed to carry you through your earthly journey, and you are so weary from the fight. My child, can you lay down your weapons now? Just for this moment, can you call a truce? I want to tell you how I see you. I want to replace the world's harsh glare with the soft light of my loving gaze. When I formed you in your mother's womb, I was not working from a generic blueprint or a template of mass production. I was a master artist, lost in the joy of creating a singular, unrepeatable masterpiece. I was not in a hurry. I delighted in every detail. I chose the exact shade of your eyes because I knew they would reflect a particular light that no one else's could. I designed the unique cadence of your voice because I longed to hear you speak my name in a tone that would be yours alone. I shaped the curve of your smile because I could already see the joy it would one day release into the world. I numbered the very hairs on your head, not as a mundane accounting task, but as an act of the most intimate knowledge and boundless affection. Every freckle, every scar, every line, I know them all. Nothing about you is an accident. Nothing about you is a mistake. The world has tried you are fearfully a definition of beauty that is impossibly narrow, cruelly exclusive, and constantly changing, designed for the sole purpose of making you feel insecure so you will consume more, strive more, and hate yourself more. It is a phantom, a chasing after the wind. But my definition of beauty is vast, eternal, and rooted in truth. I see a profound beauty in the lines on your face that tell the story of every time you have laughed with abandon, and every time you have wept in sorrow. I see beauty in the strength of your hands, whether they are smooth or calloused, for I see all the doors they have opened, the burdens they have carried, the comfort they have given. I see breathtaking beauty in the scars you try to hide, for they are testaments to your resilience, They are shining memorials of the battles you have survived. I see beauty in the way your unique body moves through the world, in its rhythm, in its presence. It is a walking, breathing poem, a sonnet I wrote, and I want to remind you of a truth so deep it should change the way you see everything. Do you not know that your body is a temple? It is a holy place, a sanctuary I have chosen for my very own spirit to dwell in. Think of that. The God of the universe, the creator of the cosmos, has chosen to make his home in you. When you look at your body with disdain and criticism, you are speaking ill of my chosen residence. You are defiling sacred ground with words of shame. This flesh and blood you inhabit is not merely a container for your soul. It is infused with my presence. It is consecrated. Every cell, every fiber, every steady beat of your heart, every breath that fills your lungs, it is all sustained by me now to a ceasefire, a gentle peace treaty in this long and painful war against yourself. I am inviting you to begin to inhabit your body, perhaps for the first time, not as a warden or a critic, but as a gentle and grateful steward. Let's start right now. Can you feel the sensation of your lungs quietly filling with the air I provide? That is a gift. Can you feel the life pulsing in your veins, the quiet work of your body keeping you alive without a single conscious thought from you? That is my miraculous design at work. Can you see your hands not for their perceived imperfections, but for their incredible capacity to build, to create, to hold, to comfort, to bless? Let us thank your body for its faithfulness, for its resilience, for carrying you this far. Please hear my heart in this. I do not just accept your body. I do not tolerate its form. I celebrate it. I cherish it. I delight in it. When I look at you, all of you, spirit, soul, and body, seamlessly woven together, my heart overflows with a father's pride and a creator's joy. The world may praise or criticize your appearance based on fleeting trends, but I am in love with the totality of who you are. There is no part of you that I wish were different. You are exactly who I dreamed you would be. So be still now. Breathe me in. Feel the life that is pulsing within you. That life is my gift. This body is its vessel. From this moment on, let my unconditional love be the only mirror you look into. It will not lie to you. It will not criticize or shame you. It will only reflect the stunning, one-of-a-kind, eternal beauty that I have seen in you from the very beginning. Let it show you the truth. Let it show you who you really are. My love, as you begin to see yourself through my eyes, as you start to believe in the beauty I have seen in you from the very beginning, a new question will gently surface in your heart. What now? What do we do with this healing, with this freedom, with this love? The answer is simple, my beloved. We don't hide it. We don't hoard it. We let it become a quiet light that shines from the inside out. This is where your true purpose begins to bloom, not as a heavy burden to carry, but as a natural fragrance to release. For so long you have been taught that your purpose is a grand destination you must strive for, a title to earn, a stage to stand on, a great world-changing accomplishment that you must one day achieve. And so you have been looking for it out there, somewhere in the distant future, feeling a constant low-grade anxiety that you haven't found it yet, that maybe you've missed it, or that you aren't special enough to have one at all. You have measured your life against the highlight reels of others and found it lacking. Let me dismantle that crushing lie for you. My purpose for you is much closer, much quieter, and infinitely more profound than you have ever imagined. It is not something you go out and find. It is someone you already are. It is the overflow of my life in you, released into the simple everyday moments of your life. Your purpose is not a single distant event. Your purpose is now. It is in the very next breath you take. Your mission field is not some foreign land you must travel to. It is the ground right under your feet. It is your kitchen table. It is your office cubicle. It is the grocery store aisle. It is in the way you speak to the person on the other end of the phone. In my kingdom, we have a different way of measuring success. The world values what is big, loud, and noticed. I value what is faithful, humble, and motivated by love. A single quiet act of kindness done with no thought of reward ripples through eternity in ways you will never fully understand on this side of heaven. That moment you chose to listen patiently to a friend's story, even when you were tired, that was me, loving them through you. The gentle smile and word of thanks you gave to the stressed cashier, that was you, planting a seed of my peace in their chaotic day. The silent prayer you offered for the person who wronged you, that was you, shifting the spiritual atmosphere and partnering with me to bring heaven to earth. Do not ever diminish these things. Do not ever believe they are insignificant. This is the real, vital, world-changing work of the kingdom. It is in these tiny unseen moments that the darkness is pushed back. I know what it feels like to live a hidden life. I spent 30 years in obscurity, simply loving the people in front of me, before my public ministry ever began. There may be no applause for you. There may be no recognition from the world. Your name may never be known beyond a small circle of people. But I see it all. I see your heart. I see your intentions. And I tell you, all of heaven takes notice and rejoices more over one quiet act of selfless love than over 1,000 grand gestures done for public acclaim. Your faithfulness in the small things is a thunderous victory in the spiritual realms. So let me give you a new vision for your life. I am not asking you to become a blazing, blinding spotlight that demands the world's attention. I am simply inviting you to be a candle, to carry my light into the ordinary rooms of your life. Your calm in the middle of a family crisis, your integrity in a compromised workplace, your steady hope when the news is full of fear, that is you, being a light. You don't have to muster up the light yourself. That would be exhausting. Your only job is to stay close to me, the source of all light, and simply let me shine through the air of my presence. You are a vessel filled with my spirit, and where you go, I go. You don't have to force me on anyone. You don't have to have all the right words. Just walk through your day, abiding in my love, and the fragrance of my peace, my hope, my kindness will linger in the places you have been. It will touch the hearts of people you may never even speak to. It will bring comfort to the anxious and peace to the weary, and you may never even know the impact you are having. That is the beautiful mystery of living a surrendered life. This is what it truly means to be a warrior in my kingdom. You fight, but not with the world's weapons of anger, argument, and division. You are a quiet warrior of love. You fight darkness not by screaming at it, but by simply turning on a light. You conquer hatred with a stubborn, relentless love. You overcome bitterness by bravely choosing to forgive. Your weapons are a gentle word, an unexpected act of service, a patient ear, a heartfelt prayer. It is the quietest revolution in human history, but it is the only one that has the power to heal a human soul and truly change the world from the inside out. So please, my beloved, release the crushing pressure you have put on yourself to find some grand, elusive purpose. Your purpose is to be my love with skin on, right where you are. To wake up each morning and say, "Here I am, Lord. Use me. Let me be your hands and feet today. Let me see the people I meet as you see them." Your purpose is to walk through this day and the next and the one after that, deeply aware that every small interaction is a holy encounter, a sacred opportunity to partner with me in the beautiful work of redemption. And the very essence of this divine partnership, my beloved, the secret that unlocks the joy and power of it all, is found in one beautiful, and I know, sometimes terrifying word: surrender. I feel your heart clench just a little when I say that. The word lands heavily, doesn't it? It sounds like defeat. It sounds like failure, like giving up, like losing control. And your entire life, the world, your own experiences, and the whispers of the enemy have all screamed at you that you must stay in control at all costs. To be in control is to be safe. To let go is to be vulnerable, to risk everything. You've learned to manage, to plan, to anticipate, to strive. You have been the tireless architect, strategist, and defender of your own life. And my child, look how exhausted you are. But the surrender I am inviting you into is not defeat. It is your ultimate victory. It is your victory over fear. It is your victory over the crushing weight of trying to be your own God. True surrender is you finally laying down the impossibly heavy burden of a responsibility that was never meant to be yours. It is the declaration of your dependence on a Father who adores you and whose shoulders are infinitely broad. In your mind's eye, see them. Are they clenched? Are they white-knuckled, gripping tightly to your plans, your worries, your own timeline, your carefully constructed idea of how your life should look? Are they holding on to old hurts, past regrets, future fears? My precious child, you cannot receive the new gifts I have for you. The deep peace, the unshakable joy, the breathtaking purpose, if your hands are already full, clenched around the things you refuse to let go of. Surrender is simply the act of uncurling your fingers, one by one. It is the courageous, conscious choice to open your hands. It is the deep, shuddering exhale of your soul as you finally whisper the words your heart has been longing to say: "Your will, not mine. Your way, not mine. Your time, not mine. It is letting go of the rope in that exhausting tug of war you've been in with anxiety. It is trusting that when you let go, you will not fall into a void, but you will fall into what it would feel like to walk through your day without that heavy backpack of what ifs and I have tos. Imagine a lightness in your step, a freedom in your spirit. Imagine facing a challenge not with a frantic need to figure it all out, but with a quiet confidence, knowing you are not alone in it. That is the freedom of surrender. You are no longer responsible for orchestrating the outcome. You are simply responsible for the next faithful step, holding my hand. The rest is up to me. And my love, I am so very good at what I do. So how do we live in this beautiful surrendered state? How do we make it our reality and not just a nice idea? The secret is simple, though it takes a lifetime to master. You must abide in me. Think of a branch on a grapevine. The branch does not strain or struggle or worry about how to produce fruit. It doesn't hold strategy meetings to figure out how to grow a grape. It has only one simple, all-consuming job: to stay connected to the vine. Its entire life, its nourishment, its strength, its very identity, and its ability to bear sweet fruit comes from that constant, effortless connection. The moment it is severed from the vine, it withers and is useless. You, my beloved, are the branch. I am the vine. Your one great task in this life is not to try harder, but to attach more deeply. Abiding is not just something you do for 10 minutes with your coffee in the morning. It is a moment-by-moment turning of your heart toward me. It is learning to live with the ear of your soul always tilted in my direction. It is a continuous, quiet conversation that runs underneath all the noise of your day. It's a quick, silent, "I love you, Lord," as you walk down the hallway. It's a simple, "Help me, Jesus," before a difficult conversation. It's a soft, "Thank you," when you notice a moment of beauty. It is practicing my presence until it becomes more real to you than the world around you. And as you learn to listen, as you practice this abiding, you will begin to recognize my voice more clearly. It is not usually a shout, but a whisper, a gentle nudge, a sudden loving thought that doesn't feel like your own. This is where simple obedience comes in, and like surrender, that word can also feel heavy. But my obedience is not a list of rigid, burdensome rules designed to crush your spirit. It is simply the natural, loving response to the voice of the one you trust. It is me whispering, "Call that friend, she needs to hear your voice." Or, "Hold your tongue in this moment, let me be your defense." Or, "Rest now, my child, you are weary and have done enough." Simple obedience is just doing the next small, love-inspired thing I ask of you, without demanding to know the 5 steps that come after it. It is trusting my leadership of this life. This life of surrender, of abiding, of simple obedience, is a peace that the world can never give you, and circumstances can never take away. It is a peace that surpasses all human understanding. It does not mean your life will be free of trouble. The storms will still rage. The waves will still crash. But your soul will have an anchor, and that anchor is dropped deep within the bedrock of my presence. While the surface of your life may be in turmoil, the core of your being, the truest part of you, will be still and secure in the deep, quiet waters of my unshakable love. You will become an unanxious presence in an anxious world. This life of constant communion, of walking in surrendered freedom, of hearing my voice in the midst of your daily chaos. This is not a level of spiritual maturity reserved for a few saints or mystics, my child. This is your birthright. This is the abundant life I purchased for you with my own blood. It is the secret to everything you have been searching for. And my deepest desire, the longing of my heart, is to teach you personally and intimately how to walk in this way every moment of every day. To make this connection so real and so natural that it becomes as unconscious and as life-giving as breathing. My beloved child, as you learn to breathe me in as your very life, as this constant connection becomes as natural and as necessary as the air you take into your lungs, something miraculous begins to happen. My life, my peace, my love. It doesn't just fill you, it begins to flow out of you. You become a wellspring in a dry land. You become a source of living water for the thirsty souls around you. This is how we share the light. This is how we bring hope to a weary world together, you and I, in a beautiful divine partnership. Never ever forget for a single moment that you belong to me. This is not a trivial fact. It is the core of your identity and the foundation of your mission. You are a citizen of my kingdom, an ambassador of my own heart, sent with a divine portfolio of grace. You don't need a special title or a formal position. Your very life, in all of its beautiful and messy and imperfect reality, is a love letter that I am writing to a world that has forgotten what true love feels and looks like. Every breath you take is a testimony to my sustaining grace. Your quiet perseverance through trials is a sermon on hope. Your gentle compassion for others is a demonstration command, but as a tender invitation from my heart to yours, to consciously be my light bearer in the world. I want you to be bold in your love, but always gentle in your approach. I want you to be courageous in your hope, but always humble in your heart. You see, the world tries to win by being the loudest, by being right, by overpowering the opposition. But that is not our way. You don't have to argue or debate or preach at people to win them over. I am simply asking you to live with a quiet joy that makes people wonder about its source, to live with a deep, abiding peace in the middle of storms that makes people curious, to live with a radical, unconditional love that makes people feel safe, seen, and cherished in your presence. That is how you share me. You just live your life, but you live it with me, and the world will not be able to ignore the beautiful difference. And even in this very moment, as we sit here together in this quiet, sacred space, we can partner in a tangible way to spread this message of peace far and wide across the earth. Think of it, my child. Right now, there are so many of my other precious children just like you, sitting alone in the dark. They are hunched over their phones or staring at their ceilings, and their hearts are aching with the same loneliness, the same fear, the same feeling of unworthiness that you have known. They are desperate to hear that they are loved, that they are not forgotten. They are aching to hear these same words of life that I am whispering to you. And we can reach them, you and I, right now, so that we can find them, so that this message of hope can land in their hearts as it has in yours. I want to invite you to gently press the button to subscribe to this channel, please, my Jesus. Think of it as you raising your hand and saying, "Yes, Lord, I want to be a part of your family here. I don't want to miss a single moment we can share together." And in doing so, you make this sanctuary more visible for others who are lost and searching for it. And now, let all of heaven and all of your brothers and sisters who are listening with you right now know that you have received this love into your heart. You can do this by writing the powerful word Amen in the comments below. Do you know what that word means? It means, let it be so. It is your personal declaration of faith, a standard of light you are raising in this digital world, agreeing with my promises for your life. It is a beautiful sound to me. If this time we have shared together has touched your spirit and brought you peace, you can also press the like button. This small act is like sending up a flare of hope into the darkness. It tells the algorithms of this world that there is light here, and it helps other lost souls who are stumbling through the shadows find their way into this harbor. If your heart feels a desire to partner with us even more deeply, to keep this light shining as brightly as possible, there is a link in the description of this video where you can buy a coffee. Please do not see this as a payment for my love, for my love is freely given and can never be bought. Rather, see it as you pouring a small cup of blessing back into this ministry, your act of faith and gratitude, which allows us to continue to pour out my living water for all who are thirsty for hope and healing. There, that is our act of love together. It is us tending to the garden of this world, planting seeds of hope in the digital soil, and trusting me for the harvest. But now let me bring my focus back entirely and completely to you, my child. Just you and me again, in this holy space. Because the light you are meant to be is not just on a screen, it is in your own home, in your own life. Do not think for a single moment that your sphere of influence is too small or insignificant for me. The single candle you light in your small corner of the world is more powerful in the making. The way you choose patience over irritation, the way you choose kindness over judgment, the way you choose to believe the best about someone, these are the brushstrokes with which we are painting a masterpiece of grace. This is how you share my light. Not by being perfect, but by pointing to the one who is. Not by having all the answers, but by clinging to the one who is the answer. You are my evidence. You are my walking, talking miracle. And I am so proud to call you mine. And because you are mine, my precious child, your voice is the sweetest and most welcome sound to my ears. So let's talk about your prayers. Let's talk about those moments when you gather all the hope you have left and whisper your heart's deepest longings into the quiet of a room. I know what that feels like for you. I know there are times you have prayed, you have pleaded, you have wept, you have poured out your soul until you felt empty, and the silence that followed felt vast and definitive. You have wondered if your words were just meaningless vapor, if they even made it past the ceiling of your room. You have feared they were just scattered by the wind, unheard, unnoticed, lost in the great noisy universe. In those moments, prayer can feel like the loneliest act of all. Oh, my beloved, if you could only pull back the veil for a single second and see what I see, you would never doubt again. Every prayer you have ever whispered, every weary sigh that held a silent petition, every tear that has traced a path down your face, each one rises to heaven not as a weak and fading sound, but as a fragrant incense, a beautiful and powerful aroma that fills my throne room. Each one is received by the Father as a precious and cherished gift. I hold them in my hands. I weigh them with perfect love. None are lost. None are misplaced. None are ignored. The prayers you forgot you even prayed, I still remember. The broken, wordless cries from the depths of your despair are heard by me as the most eloquent and moving poetry. I understand the language of your heart perfectly. You are heard. You are always that arises in your heart. If you hear me, why the delay? Why the silence? This is where we learn the sacred art of waiting with hope. The world teaches you that waiting is a passive, frustrating waste of time. But in my kingdom, waiting is an active, holy, and productive season. Waiting with hope is not sitting passively in a dark room, sullen and resigned, wondering if the light will ever come. It is getting up each day and washing the windows of your heart with trust, so that when the dawn I have promised does finally break, you are ready to receive its warmth and glory. It is an active expectancy, a confident leaning into my faithfulness. It is scanning the horizon of your life, not because you can see the answer coming with your physical eyes, but because you know the character of the one who promised it would. Please trust me in this. In your waiting, I am never idle. You may see only stillness and silence, but behind the scenes, I am mightily at work on your behalf. I am arranging circumstances you cannot yet see. I am moving the hearts of people you may not even know. I am aligning details with a precision and wisdom that would astound you. And most importantly, in the waiting, I am doing a profound work in you. I am stretching your faith, deepening your character, and enlarging your capacity to receive the very thing you have asked for. Sometimes a premature answer would be a burden, not a blessing. A gift given before you are ready to steward it could be the very thing that harms you. Trust my timing, my beloved. I am the master gardener. I will not pluck the fruit for you when it is still green and bitter. I know the perfect moment of ripeness, when it will be most sweet and nourishing to your soul. And yet I know the deepest ache, the most agonizing trial of faith, comes from the prayers that seem to go unanswered indefinitely. The healing that hasn't materialized, the relationship that remains broken, the deliverance from a circumstance you have begged me to remove for years. This, my child, is where faith is tested in the refiner's fire. This is the place where the enemy comes to you and whispers his most potent and poisonous lies. He points to your pain and says, "See? He doesn't really care about you." He points to the silence and says, "He is not good. He is not kind." He points to your weariness and says, "He has forgotten you. You are on your own." And in your weakest moments, come close and let me speak to that raw and wounded place in your heart. My ways are not your ways. My thoughts are higher, deeper, and wider than your thoughts. From your vantage point in the valley of your present circumstance, you can only see a few feet ahead, but I see the entire breathtaking landscape from the mountaintop. I see the beginning, the end, and every twist and turn of the path in between. Sometimes my answer to your prayer is a merciful no, because I love you too much to give you something that would ultimately lead you away from me or cause you greater harm. Sometimes my answer is, "My child, I have something so much better for you, so much grander than what you are asking for, that if I showed it to you now, it would overwhelm you." Sometimes the greatest act of my love is to protect you from the very thing you are convinced you need. And when you are in that place of doubt, when the silence feels too heavy and your faith begins to falter, when you are tempted to question my goodness or my love because of an unanswered prayer, I want you to do one thing. I want you to look back to the cross. The cross is my definitive, eternal, screaming yes to you. It is the irrefutable historical proof that I love you with an everlasting love, and that I am completely and utterly for you, not against you. I looked at you in your brokenness, and I said you were worth dying for. I gave you my all. I gave you myself. Would I now, after paying that ultimate price, withhold any truly good thing from you? So bring me your prayers, my child, all of them. Bring me the hopeful ones, the trusting ones, and bring me the angry ones, the doubting ones, the disappointed and tired ones. Lay them all at my feet. You don't have to edit them or clean them up for me. You don't have to understand everything to trust me completely. Your job is not to figure me out. Your sacred job is simply to fall into me, to trust my heart, even when you cannot trace my hand. Rest now in this moment. Rest in the steadfast knowledge that you are heard, you are seen, you are profoundly loved, and the one who holds all of your prayers in his hands also holds your heart, and I promise you, he will never, ever let you go. And that is the promise I want to seal upon the deepest chambers of your heart today, my beloved. Never. I will never, ever let you go. This is not a hopeful wish. It is the bedrock truth of the universe, the unshakable foundation upon which you can build your entire life, your eternity. Let's just rest here for a moment and look back at where we have journeyed together in this quiet time. We started this conversation with you feeling so lost and alone in your tears, hidden in a room that felt like a prison of silence. And I am ending it by engraving this truth upon your soul. You will never be alone again. My presence is not a fleeting visitor. Under the heavy cloak of sadness, anxiety, and a deep, weary loneliness, I saw you hiding the secret guilt you carried, the shame that made you hate the person you saw in the mirror. And together we have gently lifted that cloak. I've reminded you that your sins, the ones you remember and the ones you've forgotten, were nailed to my cross and washed away forever. I have taken the labels of unworthy and broken that you wore, and I have replaced them with your true name, the name my Father calls you, chosen, cherished, forgiven, mine. We have walked together through the terrifying fog of your future, that great unknown that once paralyzed you with fear. And I have shown you that you do not need a map when you have the hand of the mapmaker to hold. I have whispered to you about your divine purpose, not as a grand, burdensome stage you must strive for, but as the sacred, quiet light you are invited to carry into every small, ordinary moment of your beautiful life. We have gently touched the old, jagged wounds of past trauma and betrayal, and I have shown you the path to freedom, the liberating, self-loving act of forgiveness, of dropping the hot coal of bitterness so your own hands can finally heal. We have faced the lies you've believed about your own body, and I have replaced them with the truth, that you are a masterpiece, a temple, fearfully and wonderfully made in my own image, cherished in every form. We have talked about the agony of the waiting seasons and the despair of prayers that seem to go unanswered, and I have assured you that every prayer is a treasured aroma in heaven, that my silence is not absence, and that my heart is always, always good, even when my ways are mysterious. We have unraveled the exhausting work of striving and control, and replaced it with the life-giving peace of surrender, of abiding in me as a branch on the vine, drawing all of your life, all of these truths together into one final, overwhelming assurance for you. My love for you is not a fragile, fleeting emotion like the loves of this world. It is not dependent on your performance, your mood, or your perfection. My love for you is the single most powerful, permanent, and stable force in all of creation. It was here before the mountains were born. It will be here long after the stars have burned themselves out. There is absolutely nothing you could ever do that would make me love you less, and there is no height of achievement you could reach that would make me love you more. My love for you is perfect, it is complete, and it is forever settled upon you. It is your eternal reality. And with that love comes my unending companionship. My promise to be with you always is not just for your darkest nights of the soul. It is for your joyful, sunlit mornings. It is not just for your moments of crisis, but for the mundane, in-between moments of your life. I am the silent companion on your drive to work. I am the gentle presence beside you as you wash the dishes. I am the joyful witness to your laughter and the safe keeper of your tears. There is no place you can go, to the highest mountain or the depths of the sea, into the brightest crowd or the most isolated corner, where my love will not find you and hold you fast. So now, my precious child, as we draw this intimate time together to a close for now, I want to leave you with my blessing. May my peace, the profound peace that goes beyond all human reasoning and worldly understanding, stand guard over your heart and your mind. May you walk out of this moment feeling lighter than when you came in. May you feel braver, stronger, and more deeply and completely loved than ever before. May you, from this day forward, begin to truly see yourself as I see you, whole, holy, beautiful, and filled with a divine and gentle purpose. And as you receive this blessing of peace for yourself, let your heart be stirred with a desire to see it shared with all my children. We have created this space, this channel, to be a well in the desert, a sanctuary where any of my thirsty children can come and drink freely from the living water of my love. So, one last time I invite you to partner with us in this sacred work. If you have not already, please subscribe to Please My Jesus, so this well can continue to refresh your soul and you will not miss another moment we can share together. It is our way of staying connected in this family. Declare your hope with us one final time in the comments below by writing the beautiful word, Amen, sealing our time together with your personal statement of faith and sending a ripple of hope out to all who read it. Let your like on this video be a final beacon of light, a small and simple act that helps guide other weary travelers to this place of rest. And if your heart feels called to give back from the abundance you have received, that link in the description to buy a coffee is a beautiful and tangible way to help us dig this well even deeper, ensuring that no one who is searching for me has to drink from the world's broken cisterns any longer. Thank you. Thank you for your heart, your time, and your trust. Now go and live as the beloved child that you are. Walk in grace, walk in peace, walk in love, and know with every fiber of your being that I am with you, I am for you, and I am holding you always, until we speak again. Be at peace, my child.